Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you enjoy what you're seeing and want to see more. Coming up, Salford Stadium quandary. Sneed signs for Salford, and Wigan's squad signings 2022. But first, the club have announced that Paul Rowley is their new head coach for the 2022 season. Rowley, who has represented England as a player, arrived at Salford in 2019 as a coaching consultant. Earlier this year, Rowley then moved into the new position of the club's first head of rugby development, talent and pathways, in which he had played a pivotal role in securing the club's partnership with Wales Rugby League. Rowley has also worked closely with our community clubs for this year as part of the Salford Red Devils Building the Future Blueprint, with helping set a pathway for young rugby league players in the Greater Manchester area. On his coaching experience, though, Rowley has spent 4 years as a head coach of Leigh Centurions between 2012 and 2016, winning the Championship Coach of the Year after his first season in charge and lifting the Championship trophy twice with the Leathers. Rowley then took the reins of Toronto Wolfpack in 2017, winning the League One title in his first season and guiding the Canadian side to the Championship in 2018. Speaking on becoming the Salford Red Devils head coach, Rowley said, "I'm delighted for the challenge and I'm refreshed having a break from coaching. I want to lift the standards at the club throughout and create a different environment, one that walks a little bit taller. I want players to understand what being a Salford player is about, both on and off the pitch." With pre-season commencing today and preparations for 2022 now underway, the new head coach is already looking forward to building on his existing relationship with the fans. The support is phenomenal, and quite often it brings a tear to your eye when you come out. Salford fans are unbelievable. They're integral to the club, and this club belongs to the fans. They've always been our heartbeat. Following the announcement of Rowley being the new head coach for the next 2 seasons, Salford Red Devils confirm the rest of the coaching team as well. Danny Orr will remain on as assistant head coach, but will now team up with Kurt Haggerty, who will also be an assistant head coach. Haggerty, who entered his 6th season in coaching, spent 4 years on the coaching team at the Toronto Wolfpack, working under Paul Rowley from 2017 onwards, helping the Canadian side lift their Kingstone Press League One title in 2017, the Championship League Leaders Shield in 2018, and then was part of the promotion to the Super League in 2019. Haggerty then joined the Leigh Centurions coaching side in January 2021, taking over the reins as interim head coach in June to lead the Leathers for the rest of the Super League's campaign in 2021. Orr, on the other hand, has been part of the Salford's backroom staff since December 2020 and will work alongside Haggerty next season, being part of Richard Marshall's coaching staff over the last season as well. Now, with all these changes, it was left to Ian Blease to comment on the signing, and he said, "As director of rugby, I'm excited to watch where this new coaching team, led by someone who already knows this great club well, Paul Rowley, will take Salford Red Devils over for the next few seasons. The players have already bought into the coaching team and what they want from them, and there's a positive feel to the place as we get ready for the pre-season. Paul, Kurt and Danny know just how much Salford Red Devils mean to its loyal fans, and I'm certain they will make sure our lads leave everything on the pitch every week." So when things couldn't get any crazier at Salford for that period, for Friday, it got a bit better for them as well, because they announced the signing of Mark Sneed from Hull FC, rejoining the club once again. And he said the move came out of nowhere, but he's absolutely chuffed about returning to the club, from where it all began for him. The 30-year-old halfback has returned to the Red Devils on a 3-year deal from Hull, and Sneed said he's delighted to be able to move back to his hometown of Oldham. In addition, he believes Salford have massive potential to achieve success. He said, "It's been a manic week. It generally came out of nowhere. I got a call while I was on holiday last week, and it was 100 miles per hour from them. All were incredible throughout and understood my reasons for wanting to move back to Oldham and to come back here to Salford. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits. I was at Hull for 6 years and absolutely loved every minute of it, but we were ready to come back to family. I think it's pretty exciting at the minute around Salford. They've made some outstanding signings and the squad looks like it's got the potential to do things. Now, with Lee Mossop retiring, it means that there is a big void in leadership at Salford, and Max Sneed can fill that void, being a playmaker and be a voice in the dressing room. But the captaincy has yet to be discussed for him and other players in his squad with the new coach Paul Rowley. But Rowley admits that the man that he's just signed is one of the people that he's considering for the role. Rowley said, "I expect him to have a big influence on the group. He's been at a great club, coming to us with plenty of mileage left. He's got probably the best kicking game in the league. We want to get back and perform at Wembley and on any big stage, and he's done that more than once. He fits the bill. I can be a real leader. I slept a lot easier last night knowing that the deal dropped." Sneed becomes Salford's 7th signing of this pre-season, with pre-season yet to go ahead, so there could be some more changes as Paul Rowley stamps his authority on the team. As I've got no doubts that this coaching change was going to happen. I thought it would have happened last year, to be honest, him stepping in instead of Richard Marshall. But we're there now. Mark Sneed has joined Salford Red Devils for a 3. Salford have given an update on their website about their upcoming fans forum in a bid to make things clearer about the proposed stadium swap deal. The initial announcement of an upcoming fans forum event on November the 4th, the Salford club have confirmed that will now take place on the 9th of November instead at the AJ Bell Stadium in the City Suite. The club say that the fans forum is free to attend and is to provide a further update on the circumstances surrounding the recent reported stadium swap agreement. Salford released this statement: "We are currently actively engaged in a positive discussion with all parties in the reported stadium swap agreement, and we continue to strive towards the best possible outcome for Salford Red Devils." The conversations continue to develop at pace, however the club recognises the need to conduct a considerable evaluation of any alternative options to our tenancy at the AJ Bell Stadium, which is still contracted until the end of 2023. We would like to also take this opportunity to reassure fans once more that Salford Red Devils will be playing at the AJ Bell Stadium for the 2022 season. The event will kick off the commercial update from our commercial director George Harborn, before club director Paul Traynor updates fans on our school's partnerships and player pathway schemes. Executive Chairman Paul King will then discuss the stadium situation. For months, the club have been rumoured to be moving to the Moor Lanes Peninsula Stadium, uh, at the home of Salford City Football Club, but no concrete decision has been announced on that, as Sale Sharks and Salford City look to take over the AJ Bell Stadium. In one comment, there was some reservations about Moor Lane, to be fair. The floodlights that you see in the actual picture seem to have been a cause of one discussion, as there's a possibility that they may need to be replaced so that they can get to the right height of floodlights used in the Super League. There were also comments about how much it was to run the actual stadium, whether they will get the commercial rights, whether staff will be able to move over from the AJ Bell Stadium that work at Salford, or would they have to retain the people that work at Salford Peninsula Stadium at this moment in time. There's also a query that was made aware that the advertising boards at the football stadium were too small compared to what the Super League would like, which would mean that about 200 people will be removed from the stadium's capacity of 5,000. Now, this gets into a bit of a legal bit, a bit of a minefield when it comes to capacities in Super League. For one, it was established that the minimum capacity of a rugby league stadium for Super League is 5,000. So if Salford move into a 4,800 capacity stadium, that's not going to meet the threshold, so they're going to have to do some redevelopments of a stand, possibly. It's going to cost them a lot of money. At this moment in time, they've also said that they don't know how much it's going to cost to turn on the floodlights. It's got to that aspect in one report that I've read this week. On the flip side, though, Salford are currently paying £150,000 worth of stadium rent for the AJ Bell Stadium, but from that one report, there was an inkling that the costs would actually change significantly, going upwards of, it's reported, 450,000, and then if Sale and Salford take over the stadium, it would be starting with a 6. Whether this is hyperbole or not, that's a high value piece of amount of money that Salford can't generate, unfortunately, without really affecting their running costs as a rugby league club when it comes to players' salaries and also transfers of players if need be. It's a dilemma. The things that might be affected as well is their community clubs. Yes, they may be volunteer run, but there was still some paid staff on board than that. But 600,000 plus, as 2 clubs have come in looking for renters. Very, very high. Whether that's correct or not, but that is the estimated from the report that I read. Now, tell me what your thoughts are on all this. If you're a Salford fan, are you optimistic about Salford's future, or are you more bothered with the season that's coming up? Hopefully it's the latter, because he's doing some big strides in the background. Really are. Spreading out across the world with partnerships with Ghanaian Rugby League. Also your community club, your community foundation, taking over the academy, the funding of the academy. If you go to Moor Lane, that could be detrimental again. They're spending more money that you may not have. So we'll have to see. But it's going to be a crazy, crazy time. But you won't be a Salford fan if you weren't ready for crazy times like these. So we come to our final team of our list of changes that are going on in Super League clubs. And first of all, we have to acknowledge that Wigan Warriors changed their entire backroom staff around. They've kept a couple of people in place, but brought some people back. Sean Wayne and Matt Peet has been elevated to the head coach. Now, with that, there will be some changes in personnel and structure and things like that, but there was 3 signings made before Pete was confirmed as the Wigan coach, and there were 3 signings majorly, and also Chris Hankinson was told that he was coming back for the new season, so we'll see how that goes. But there are 3 signings before that, and we'll quickly run through each and every one of those. Now, first of all, we have Cade Ellis. Ellis is a 25-year-old prop forward and another big fella who started off his career in 2018 in top flight at the Penrith Panthers. He can also play lock forward as well. The New South Wales native has played 8 times for Penrith, 18 times in about 2 seasons for St George Illawarra before moving to the Wigan Warriors on a couple of year deal. He was with the Panthers state championship final against the PNG Hunters. He played in the NRL season since 2018, like I said, and made his debut in round 6 against the Gold Coast Titans. It was a 3-year deal that he actually signed, and he'll be looking to progress his career with a bit of time. As usually, if they do well, youngsters in the Super League, they get a move back to the NRL as a good backup or team player. Next is Patrick Mago, who joins the club for 3 years as well, and he's a New Zealand-born 26-year-old prop forward. He's had stints at the North Queensland Cowboys, Brisbane Broncos, and most recently South Sydney, playing a total of 37 games and scoring 2 tries before May the 13th, 2021. He had an early career where he moved to Canberra before playing for Canberra SG Ball Cup side. He moved to the NYC side and has represented the Junior Kangaroos. He captained the Raiders NYC side in the Queensland's under-20 side before he made the Canberra NRL squad in 2015. He played a season for the Mounties in the New South Wales Cup, and in 2016 he spent the pre-season with the North Queensland Cowboys on a training trial contract, earning him a 2-year deal with the club, and spent most of his time at their feeder club, the Mackay Cutters, in the Queensland Cup. So again, another youngish type forward that's a big fella that will be responsible for the go forward. Wigan need a couple of prop forwards as Tony Clubb retired and Joe Bullock moved on. And finally, they got Addis Minsky. Minsky, who was born in Perth, New South Wales, played for the Manly Seagulls 6 times, scoring 2 tries. And before injury curtailed his curtailed his season even, for the London Broncos, he played 13 games and scored 12 tries. He's also scored 99 and kicked 10 goals for Lebanon, as he qualifies for them through parentage. He's over 26-year-old as well, and he's a winger. And went through the North Sydney Bears New South Wales Cup, playing in the Intra-Trust Super Premiership New South Wales. And he played for Wentworth Magpies in the Ron Massey Cup Grand Final and scored a try in that game. Signed for the Blacktown Workers Seagulls in 2019, the feeder team to the Manly Seagulls, and the Central Coast and after being released by Wentworthville. He made an appearance for Manly at the Central Coast Stadium against the Sydney Roosters in the Community Cup, scoring 3 tries in a trial match. He made his first team debut on the 4th of May 2019 for the Manly Seagulls against Canterbury at the Brookvale Oval, which Manly won. He spent most of his 2019 season at the Blacktown Workers before being called for the final match of the season in 2020 on Manly against the New Zealand Warriors. Sorry, late night cop recording, keep getting it going. And then he went on to the London Broncos. Joins Wigan on a 2-year deal and hopefully fills the void at winger that Wigan need to be filled, as they keep getting. They were lacking in backs last year, Wigan. They played Liam Farrell and John Bateman in the centres, and then helps Kai Pearce-Paul establish himself as a squad member. But hey, these are the 3 that are signed so far. I wonder if we're going to get that half back that will keep me promising after Jackson Hastings left for Wests. And I was hoping it was one of the 2 that moved on Friday. Hey up. We'll have to see what happens in 2022. And that's it for another video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide. Please remember to share with everyone and tag all your mates in when you're sharing the video in social media. Also, tell me in the comments what your thoughts are of all the squads. Who's going to win the Super League this year? I'm going to put my hat on it that the top team will begin with an S and the bottom team will begin with an S. Quite simple. Just my feeling on that front. I may be completely wrong, and I'll be pleased to be proven wrong. But there are a few teams that will struggle to get into the playoffs this year that you would expect to be. So, what do you think of the Salford signing of Mark Sneyd and their head coach announcement? I thought the head coach one was all obvious, but the Sneyd one? No way! I didn't think that was going to happen. No one did. It just came out of the blue. He said it would take a week to do. What? At it? Goodness me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. All the best to you. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye for now.